So we have talked about alternate interior angles, alternate exterior angles, same side or corresponding interior angles, and no, same side or consecutive interior and then corresponding angles. We're moving on today to talk about what happens if the lines that they cross over are parallel. So these are all of the postulates, or one postulate, and then all the theorems that follow based on lines being parallel. A couple of things to notice. The symbol for parallel is this, the two little L's next to each other. Also, on a picture, instead of always having to say that line M is parallel to line, that's my E, N, line M parallel to line N, instead of having to say that in a picture, you can use arrows on the line. So those arrows are the symbol for parallel. Yes.
Does it matter if the lines are slanted or?
No, I usually slant them myself just because I don't want to think of them as being an L and an L as I'm writing the words, but I slant them. Sometimes they're slanted, sometimes they're not. Okay, again, the arrows designate parallel lines. I didn't really have a good thing to put arrows on here with, so I just used triangles. I want us to kind of think through using the corresponding angle postulate. If lines are parallel, okay, this is a conditional statement, if then. If lines are parallel, then the corresponding angles are congruent. Underline the word corresponding, circle the fact that they are congruent with me real quick. Now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to use the 110-degree angle as an example. 110 degrees has a corresponding angle, same side, same position. So this is on the bottom right. It's bottom right is also, when I move across the parallel lines, is also 110 degrees. Okay. Notice that if I take this angle and try to move it over here, these are not my parallel lines. These are corresponding angles, but the lines are not parallel. So this 110 cannot move over here. Okay, it can only move to the line parallel to that. Now, if this is 110, Holly, how many degrees is this angle?
70. Or that's 110.
Because it's what kind of angle?
They're concurrent.
That's right. It's a vertical angle. Vertical angles are congruent. And by my corresponding, then this angle is also congruent because it's what kind of angle?
Vertical.
Vertical. So I want you to take a look real quick at those angles. And then let's look at the next two theorems. If lines are parallel, like they are, alternate interior angles are congruent as well. See the 110 here and here? Those are alternate interior. They're going to be the same. If lines are parallel, alternate exterior angles are also congruent. The 110 and the 110, alternate exterior angles are the same. And that worked because of our vertical angles and because of our corresponding. So because of this, then these two things work as well. Okay, I'm going to go on as to how we get to the consecutive. But first of all, if we have one of these angles with parallel lines and one transversal, we can find them all. Because, Tyson, you know how I would find this angle right here?
You subtract 110 from 180.
That's it. Because together these make a linear pair. So that is
70.
a 70-degree angle here. And then we are back to the same exact process. We have a vertical angle. Y'all fill in with me. This one's 70. We have a corresponding. This one's 70. And we have a vertical angle. This one's 70. And then back to alternate interior angles are congruent. Alternate exterior angles are congruent. And the corresponding angles are congruent. Okay, so that gets all 8 of our angles just by knowing one of them, if the lines are parallel. That only works if they're parallel. Look at the relationship if lines are parallel to the consecutive or same side interior angles. What does it say they are?
Supplementary.
Not congruent, but supplementary. So that is, here's a set of my same side interior. That's because this corresponds to this, and those two make a linear pair together. So if you slide that angle down here, then
well, if they're supplementary, then they would all be 90.
No, 180. Supplementary total.
Yeah, and there's two angles, so they would all be 90 degrees. 90 degrees is supplement is 90 degrees.
So if this was a 90, then this would be 90.
Yes.
Yes, okay, I got you. But right now it's a 110, so this has to be a 70.
Uh-huh.
Okay, knowing that information, use the 85-degree angle here. Lines M and line L are still parallel. Find all 7 of the angles here. So write them on your picture so I can come look if you haven't already. Use the 85. It's vertical. It's corresponding. Find all the 85s and then find the other angles in that set as well.
So like this.
Did you get all 8?
Eight.
Do all, even the ones next to it. Yeah. So if you got your 85s, now do your supplement.
Oh, are you serious? It's 95.
I know 75.
No, you don't.
Checking it. Okay, Colin. Where did you put your 85s? Can you come write them?
Yeah.
Put all your 85s up there.
That's handwriting.
And you have to hold it straight on, so.
Excuse my handwriting.
That's good. Okay, that's where our 85s go. Thank you. Since you already have those done. And where are the 95s going? Or what are the other angles is what I meant to say.
Oh, 95s.
They're all 95s. Okay, did we have them all in the right position? So we know how to fill out those. Just remember that 110 and this 95 cannot be equal because these two lines are not parallel to each other. That will only work across parallel lines. How does that help us? Well, that helps us in solving problems that look like the couple of examples that you have on that paper. One of them looks like this. So I want you to do the same thing, and I'm going to tell you in this problem, all 3 of these lines are parallel. So I'm going to use arrows. If y'all will please mark with arrows, these are 3 parallel lines. And so if 2 lines are parallel to a line, then the third one is also parallel to both lines. Excuse me. I want you to find where all of the 156-degree angles go. In this moment, right now, there's a 156. That's the only angle you know. Write it in each of those spaces where it would go on your line. 156 degrees. So put 156 like we did the 85. Put the 156 in every angle where it belongs. So basically, it was the corresponding angles and then all of their vertical angles, correct? Okay, now that we actually know what those angles are, we have some equations we can set up and solve so we can find the missing values. I know, Skylar, you already have the one set up and solved for the 4x. What did you do?
I divided by 4.
But to set up your equation,
4x equals 156 because they're vertical.
okay, because they are vertical, they are equal, and then when you divide it by 4x equals
39.
All right, so we see our vertical angles, that still works, but also we see a progression of corresponding to this and corresponding to this. So make an equation for me, Tyson, for solving the y.
3y minus 11 equal to 56
Equals
or
1.
156.
All right, so you see, as we're working these problems, if there was something sitting right in here, it would not equal the 156. You could use the 156 to find the degrees and then set up an equation to that. But in this case, we've added to equal 156. I mean, we set it equal 156, and please solve for y.
I know it.
Yeah, and it does come out to be a decimal or a fraction.
Which is 55 and 2/3.
50 how many?
55
and
and
2/3.
Okay, 55 and 2/3 or 55.7 if you want to round to the nearest tenth.
Rounding is for chumps.
Either one of those answers is fine with me. Okay. All right, going on. You have another example on your paper. It looks like this. Again, the triangles here are representing parallel lines. I want to suggest if you ever have a picture that looks like this, to extend those lines so you can see the parallel better. So maybe do that with me real quick. Okay, we want to find the value of x and we want to find the value of y. I'm going to extend the transversal too while I'm thinking about it. And just one at a time because I want to think of this transversal by itself. The 5x minus 20 needs to go in this angle. It's just I could have put it in there so it belongs to that angle, not this one. Okay. All right. Does anybody see a relationship between the two that have the x's in them?
Yes.
Do they have a name or relationship name?
They are the alternate interiors.
Nice. They are. Alternate interior here.
And that means they're equal.
And that means they're congruent. So according to if lines are parallel, alternate interiors are equal, then set up the equation for us, guys.
So 3x equals 5x minus 20. So that would be 3x plus 20 equals 5x. And then subtract the 3x from that side. So 20 equals 2x. Divide by 2, x equals 10.
Thank you. So we have our value of x. Let's use it real quick and go back and find the angles because that might be helpful for helping us find y. But does everybody understand what we did?
It's 30 degrees.
Yes, ma'am.
So because alternate interior angles were equal, we set these equal, and then we're solving, and we get a 30-degree angle here and here.
And the rest is 150.
Now I want to see if I can figure out a way to find y.
Well,
Hang on, let's somebody else think for a minute. What do you think, Kyle?
Well, when I put the 30 in the top, like very top left,
Okay.
yeah, I got a 150 because it's the supplement to that angle, and then across from that is like vertical angles are congruent, so 150, so 2y equals 150.
Okay, so but my 150 I see is right here.
Mhm.
Is that what you mean? But only this much of it is 2y.
Yeah.
And then even if you expand this and this is 2y also, I still don't know that together these make the 150. So I don't know what that part is. But we're getting close. Use this line right here. Do you see a relationship to where the 4y could go?
Vertical.
Here.
Yeah.
Yes. What about by the parallel line? Does it have an alternate interior angle?
Oh, yeah.
Where would it be?
Like-
So use the line, and there's more than one way to do this, but use the line here. This line with the parallel lines and this are alternate interior, so I know they are the same. Okay, now you can actually know the 4y plus the 2y is going to equal the 150 you were talking about. Or I would even consider that maybe putting all that together equals 180 because I have the 30 already. So yes, we can find our y that way. Here's another way. These, the 30 plus the 2y and the 4y, what kind of angles are these together amongst my parallel lines?
that means that they would be opposite. Or they're like
Same side as
same side interior.
Same side interior, and if I go back to the relationship of same side interior, with under all the markings, they are supplementary as well. So I've got some options up here. I can think of it in terms of this, or I can think of it in terms of this, but ultimately all three of these together will make a 180. Okay, so let me write out my equation real quick, and we don't have to solve it, but it would look like
A little to the right. Other way.
somewhere there.
No, other way.
Oh, well, that'll work. It would look something like 2y plus a 4y plus that 3x, which is 30, is going to total 180 degrees. And that would help me solve. Oh, I can line up my line. Did y'all get a Y?
Mhm.
Value? What'd you get?
25.
6.
Yeah, say 25. As your coach team.
All right, one last thing. This is really for advanced only. Is there any way you guys can think of how we could find the x here using the knowledge that these two lines are parallel?
Yeah. You put another parallel line in the middle of that.
Look at you. Maybe right through the middle of this?
Yeah.
And then where can that 100 go?
On the top of
Mm.
Top left.
Let me read it here.
because it's vertical.
Yeah, and then
But
top left.
it is only on this transversal, not this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you mean right here?
Mhm.
Or no.
Okay, a vertical.
Yeah.
Where's the corresponding to this?
Right there.
Okay, oh, that's not 110. 100. Okay, good.
You just put 1,000.
100. Okay, is that going to help me find this one?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because that would be,
Because then it would make it a 80
yes.
and 80.
Which also is the same side interior right here,
Right.
totaling 180. Okay, so now what about the 50?
The 50?
Vertical.
Oh, you just make the vertical and then find the supplement there.
130.
Because, okay.
Or, I see,
look,
so 130.
Find the 100, put it over here, and then take that and then find what the supplement to it would be.
But I can't put the 100 because these aren't verticals. But
Oh,
look,
right, duh.
but
That's
I
not what
can
meant.
slide this one down here
Yeah, that's not what I meant.
because those are what?
Bigger.
Corresponding.
130.
Corresponding.
Interior.
So together, your angle is going to be
130.
30.
the 130. Nice job. Okay, that's all of your lesson.